Tennessee is home to some of America's most fascinating ancient mysteries. Hidden beneath quiet fields and forested landscapes lie clues to civilizations that vanished long before modern history began. In this video, we're exploring two incredible archaeological sites: Pinson Mounds State Archaeological Park and Chucalissa Archaeological Museum. Who built these massive earthworks? Why were they created? And what secrets are still buried beneath the ground today? From ancient ceremonies and lost communities to unanswered questions that continue to puzzle researchers, these sites offer a rare glimpse into a forgotten world. Stay with us as we uncover the mysteries of Tennessee's ancient past. Pinson Mounds State Archaeological Park, deep in the quiet fields of West Tennessee, stands a place that feels older than memory itself. At first glance, it does not look mysterious. You see green grass, wide open land, gentle hills rising from the earth. Birds move across the sky. The wind blows softly through the trees. Everything seems peaceful. But those hills are not natural. They were built by human hands more than 1,000 years ago. And that is where the mystery begins. Welcome to Pinson Mounds, one of the strangest and most important ancient sites in the United States. For generations, people have looked at these giant mounds and asked the same question: who built them? Why were they built? And what secrets are still hidden beneath the ground? Located in Tennessee, Pinson Mounds State Archaeological Park contains some of the largest Native American earthworks ever discovered in North America. The site covers hundreds of acres. Scattered across the landscape are massive man-made mounds, raised platforms, and ancient earth structures. Some are small, others are enormous. The largest is known as Saul's Mound. It rises nearly 70 feet into the air. Even today, standing beside it feels unreal. Imagine building something that large without modern machines, no bulldozers, no trucks, no heavy equipment, only human labor, only simple tools, only determination. Archaeologists believe the mounds were built between 1,000 and 2,000 years ago by people connected to the Middle Woodland culture. Most experts link the site to groups influenced by what is known as the Hopewell tradition. But that explanation only answers part of the mystery, because even now, nobody knows exactly why such a massive complex was created. Some believe Pinson Mounds was a ceremonial center, a sacred gathering place where people traveled from distant regions. Others think it may have served as an important political or cultural location. There are also theories that certain mounds had connections to astronomy. Perhaps ancient builders aligned parts of the site with the sun, moon, or seasonal events. The truth is that many questions remain unanswered, and those unanswered questions continue attracting researchers today. One of the strangest things about Pinson Mounds is how different it is from ordinary ancient settlements. When archaeologists excavated parts of the area, they found something surprising. There was limited evidence of permanent daily living. Few signs suggested large populations lived there year-round. That discovery changed how experts viewed the site. If people were not living there permanently, then why build something so massive? Why spend years moving huge amounts of earth? Why gather so many workers? Some researchers believe people traveled to Pinson only during special events, ceremonies, religious gatherings, trade meetings, seasonal celebrations. In that sense, the site may have functioned more like a sacred destination than a city. That idea creates another mystery. Imagine thousands of people traveling across forests, rivers, and open land just to reach this place. What was happening there? that made the journey worthwhile. Unfortunately, no written records exist. The builders left behind earth, artifacts, and clues, but they left no detailed explanation. The land keeps much of the story hidden. Over the years, excavations uncovered pottery fragments, tools, burial areas, and other objects connected to ancient life. These discoveries helped archaeologists piece together parts of the puzzle. Yet, every answer seemed to create new questions. One mystery involves the purpose of specific mounds. Some appear connected to burials, others do not. Some look ceremonial, others seem designed for activities that remain unclear. Researchers continue debating their exact functions. Another mystery surrounds the engineering itself. Building enormous earthworks requires planning, organization, leadership, knowledge. The builders understood how to shape landscapes on a large scale. That level of skill challenges old assumptions about ancient societies. Many people underestimate prehistoric cultures. Pinson Mounds proves they should not. The site demonstrates intelligence, cooperation, and impressive construction abilities. Still, the biggest mystery may be what has never been found. Many archaeologists believe portions of the site remain unexplored. Some areas have never been fully excavated. Technology continues improving. Ground-penetrating radar and modern survey methods sometimes reveal hidden features beneath the soil without disturbing the land. Each new study raises the possibility that more secrets remain buried underground. That possibility fuels endless curiosity. Some visitors arrive expecting a simple archaeological park. Instead, they leave with dozens of questions. Because Pinson Mounds feels different from many historical locations, there is a strange silence there, a feeling that something important happened long ago, even if nobody fully understands what it was. Local stories and legends have also added layers to the mystery. Over the years, rumors spread about hidden chambers, lost artifacts, and undiscovered burial sites. Most of these stories lack evidence. Still, they continue attracting attention. Whenever an ancient site contains unanswered questions, legends naturally grow around it. People want explanations, and when history cannot provide them, imagination steps in. That has happened at Pinson Mounds for generations. Some visitors describe feeling connected to the past while walking among the earthworks. Others speak about the site's spiritual atmosphere. Whether those feelings come from history, emotion, or personal belief depends on the individual. But there is no denying that the place leaves an impression. Standing atop one of the mounds changes your perspective. You begin imagining the people who built it, the workers carrying basket after basket of soil, the leaders directing construction, the ceremonies that may have taken place, the gatherings that once filled the landscape. For a moment, the past feels close. Then reality returns, and you realize how much has been lost. Most of the builders' names are gone. Most of their stories disappeared centuries ago. Their language changed, their traditions evolved. Only the earth remains. That silence is part of the mystery. In many ways, Pinson Mounds is a reminder of how much human history has vanished. We often think the past is fully documented, but it is not. Entire cultures existed before detailed written records. Entire chapters of human experience remain incomplete. Pinson Mounds stands as evidence of those missing chapters. Researchers continue studying the site because every discovery helps fill another small gap. Yet complete understanding remains out of reach. Personally, I think that is what makes Pinson Mounds so fascinating. Many mysteries involve crime, disappearances, or strange events. This mystery is different. It is a mystery of forgotten knowledge. A mystery created by time itself, The people who built these structures clearly had a purpose. They invested enormous effort into shaping the landscape. They gathered communities. They created something designed to last. And it did last. More than 1,000 years later, those mounds still stand. But their full story does not. That gap between what survives and what is lost creates the mystery. When people visit today, they often expect dramatic answers, hidden treasure, secret tunnels, lost civilizations. The reality is quieter, yet somehow more powerful. The true mystery is understanding people whose voices can no longer speak directly to us. The true mystery is trying to see the world through their eyes. That challenge remains unsolved. As for the present condition of Pinson Mounds, there are both positive and negative sides. On the positive side, the site is protected and carefully preserved. Visitors can walk trails, explore the museum, learn about Native American history, and view the mounds up close. Archaeologists continue studying the area, and public awareness has grown over the years. The park remains one of the most important archaeological locations in Tennessee. On the negative side, time, weather, erosion, and centuries of human activity have damaged parts of the site. Some information may have been lost forever before proper archaeological work began. Many ancient secrets likely disappeared long ago, making complete answers impossible. In my opinion, Pinson Mounds is one of Tennessee's greatest mysteries, not because of strange legends, but because it represents a lost world. The site proves that remarkable people lived, built, and gathered there long before modern history began recording their stories. The mounds remain standing, but much of their purpose remains hidden beneath layers of time. Present situation: Pinson Mounds State Archaeological Park remains open to visitors and is one of the best preserved ancient Native American earthwork sites in the United States. The mounds are protected by the state, ongoing research continues, and the mystery surrounding their exact purpose still attracts historians, archaeologists, and curious travelers from around the world. Chucalissa Archaeological Museum. What if I told you that hidden beneath the ground of a modern American city lies the remains of an entire lost community? A place where thousands of people once lived, traded, celebrated, and built massive earth structures long before European settlers ever arrived. Even more mysterious, the people who created this settlement eventually disappeared, leaving behind only clues buried in the soil. Today, that forgotten world is preserved at the Chucalissa Archaeological Museum, and its story feels like something straight out of a mystery documentary. When most people think about ancient civilizations in North America, they often imagine small villages scattered across forests and rivers. But Chucalissa tells a very different story. This site reveals evidence of a highly organized community that existed hundreds of years ago in what is now the southern United States. The name Chucalissa comes from a word meaning abandoned house. And honestly, that name alone makes the place sound mysterious. Imagine arriving at a location and discovering signs that a large community once thrived there, only to find that everyone had left. No written records, no detailed explanations, just silence and traces of everyday life, frozen in time. The story begins long before modern Memphis existed. Around 1,000 years ago, Native American people built a settlement in this area. They were part of a culture often connected to what historians call the Mississippian world. These communities were known for farming, trading, building ceremonial spaces, and creating impressive earth mounds. At Chucalissa, people built homes around open gathering areas. Families raised crops, cooked food, crafted tools, and lived their daily lives in a community that was far more advanced than many people imagine when thinking about ancient North America. For generations, life continued here. Children grew up, elders shared knowledge, and traditions passed from one generation to another. The settlement became an important place where people worked together and maintained connections with neighboring communities. Then came the mystery. At some point, the settlement was abandoned. Nobody knows the exact reason. There was no dramatic written account left behind, no ancient diary explaining why the people departed. Instead, archaeologists have spent decades trying to piece together the clues. Some researchers believe environmental changes may have played a role. Perhaps resources became harder to find. Maybe the land could no longer support the growing population. Others suggest disease, social changes, conflicts, or shifts in trade routes may have encouraged people to move elsewhere. The truth is that nobody can point to one single answer with complete certainty. And that uncertainty is what makes Chucalissa so fascinating. The people did not simply vanish into thin air like the legends often describe. Their descendants continued living throughout the region. Cultures evolved and changed over time. Communities relocated. But the settlement itself eventually became quiet. The houses disappeared. The voices faded. Nature slowly reclaimed the land. Grass grew over structures. Trees spread across the area. Rain and wind gradually covered many traces of the past. Century after century passed. Eventually, the once busy settlement became little more than unusual shapes in the landscape. For a very long time, most people had no idea what was hidden beneath the surface. Then, in the 20th century, something remarkable happened. Archaeologists began studying the area more carefully. Excavations revealed that the ground held far more than anyone expected. Beneath the soil were artifacts, house remains, tools, pottery fragments, and evidence of a complex community. Every discovery raised new questions. Who exactly lived here? How many people called this place home? What ceremonies took place around the mounds? Why did they leave? The excavation process was slow and careful. Archaeologists treated every object as a clue. A broken piece of pottery might reveal information about trade. A fireplace could show how families prepared meals. A post hole might reveal the size and shape of a house. Unlike treasure hunters searching for gold, archaeologists were searching for stories. And Chucalissa had many stories waiting underground. One of the most impressive features of the site is its earth mounds. These structures were not natural hills. Human beings built them by moving enormous amounts of soil over long periods of time. Think about that for a moment. Without modern machinery, people carried baskets filled with dirt and carefully shaped these mounds. The work required planning, cooperation, and leadership. These were major construction projects that demonstrated the strength and organization of the community. Many visitors are surprised when they first see the mounds because photographs rarely capture their true significance. Standing beside them creates a different feeling. Suddenly, you realize that countless people contributed to their creation. You begin to wonder what events took place there. Were they used for ceremonies? Did leaders gather there? Were important decisions made nearby? The site continues to encourage questions that may never receive complete answers. That sense of mystery is one reason why Chucalissa remains so memorable. As excavations continued, researchers uncovered evidence that helped reconstruct parts of daily life. They learned about farming practices, food preparation, housing designs, and community organization. People here were skilled and resourceful. They adapted to their environment and developed systems that allowed their community to thrive for generations. Yet, despite all the discoveries, many pieces of the puzzle remain missing. That is often the reality of archaeology. Every answer creates new questions. Every discovery reveals another mystery. Visitors walking through the museum today can see artifacts recovered from the site. Pottery fragments, stone tools, and other objects provide a direct connection to individuals who lived centuries ago. What makes these objects powerful is their simplicity. A broken bowl may seem ordinary. A stone tool may not appear impressive. But each item was once held by a real person. Someone made it, someone used it, someone depended on it. Those small details transform ancient history into something personal. The museum helps visitors imagine life before modern roads, buildings, and technology covered the landscape. It encourages people to see the site not as ruins, but as the remains of a living community. That perspective changes everything. Instead of looking at ancient objects as museum pieces, you begin seeing them as evidence of real human experiences. The mystery becomes more meaningful because it involves people whose lives mattered, even if their names had been lost to history. Another interesting aspect of Chucalissa is how it challenges common assumptions about North American history. Many people grow up hearing little about the large and organized Native American communities that existed long before European arrival. Sites like this reveal a much richer story. They show that complex societies flourished across the continent for centuries. They built communities. They developed trade networks. They created traditions and cultural practices that shaped generations. Chucalissa serves as a reminder that history is often far deeper than we realize. Today, the site offers both positive and negative realities. On the positive side, the area is protected and preserved. Archaeologists, educators, and museum staff continue working to safeguard the site for future generations. Educational programs help people learn about Native American history and archaeology. The museum allows visitors to connect with a past that might otherwise be forgotten. The preservation efforts have prevented much of the site from disappearing completely. Instead of being lost beneath modern development, it remains a place where history can still be explored and understood. However, there are also challenges. Many people have never heard of Chucalissa. Compared to famous historical attractions, it receives far less attention. Limited public awareness means that many important stories connected to the site remain unknown to a wider audience. Time is another challenge. Natural weathering never stops. Rain, temperature changes, and environmental conditions continue affecting archaeological sites. Preservation requires constant effort, funding, and research. There is also the reality that some information may be gone forever. Not every mystery can be solved. Some clues disappeared long ago, taking parts of the story with them. Personally, I think that is what makes Chucalissa so powerful. It is not a place filled with dramatic legends or impossible theories. Its mystery comes from something much more real. It reminds us how easily entire communities can fade from public memory. People can build homes, raise families, create traditions, and leave lasting marks on the world. Yet centuries later, their stories may survive only through fragments buried underground. I believe places like Chucalissa deserve far more attention because they help us understand the people who came before us. They remind us that history is not only about famous leaders and major battles.